Hey you guys, what up? Carissa here, owner and creator of 365 Daily Hustle Coaching. I am a certified life and wellness coach, as well as most recently certified personal trainer. So look out, gyms, I'll be hitting you up, but not yet. Coaching comes first. So what is today's topic? Today's topic is all about energy, which sometimes I have too much of, so I never apologize for that. But some people are like, what are you doing? What drugs are you on that allows you to have so much energy throughout the day? I'm going to let you in on a little secret, and this is just between you and I. I have so much energy because I take care of myself. There's the secret. It's out, right? I not only take care of my body physically, but I take care of my body mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I am constantly on the self-improvement train. So there you have it. There's my secret. So, but yeah, today's topic is all about energy. Okay, so I'm about to give you some everyday habits that I see in people that are draining their energy tank. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of dig right in. As you can tell, I'm not in my normal office. I am coming at you from New Mexico. I'm out for some business training, so it's exciting to be in a new place. Very beautiful here. But yeah, let's get back to the habits that we need to drop like they're hot so that we can just get through our day, right? Like I know people who the minute that they wake up in the morning, a few hours into their day, and they're exhausted already. I know people who have a hard time getting past the 3 or 4 o'clock business slump that they're like, oh my gosh. And then I know people who, when they get home and they get dinner done, they just don't even have any energy to like take care of themselves, their kids, their spouse. And I, for one, can tell you that as a busy mom, I know exactly what it is like to take care of me, take care of my spouse, take care of my children, all while being a boss babe. So I know what it is you're dealing with, right? So let me just kind of dig right into these really, really cool ways that you can double your energy very quickly. And I'm going to ask you at the end, of course, like any good coach, I'm going to ask you that you take a few of these habits, if you notice them in your life showing up, I would ask you that you take 1 to 2 and try for the next 7 days dropping it. Okay, so I'll get to that at the end. But let me just go for it, right? So number one habit to drop would be taking things too personally. Not everything is about you. Not everything is geared towards you. So everyone has an opinion. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. But it's when we take things personally that it can start to drain our energy. Okay, so we have to learn to stop taking things personal. Not everything is about us. Newsflash. The next one is holding on to the past. We need to let go of the past, of the experiences that are no longer serving us. And the reason why this is really important is because sometimes there's been things in everyone's past that have put us in the victim mentality, okay? And it's really easy to stay as a victim because we get attention, and it's easy. It's easy to complain or to blame some part of our past for how we're living our future. But you know, the trick is when we can learn to let it go and learn from that past is where we can really start to excel. So if that's you, if something is just holding over your head like a dark cloud and you just keep like it's digging in your soul, let's learn to let it go. And I know that's going to be a lot, it's easier said than done, but it is possible. There are things that have happened in my life that I could have stayed down in that like dump hole, but I have learned to crawl and get out of every situation that I've ever been in. And that can be you as well. The next one is quit checking your social media accounts. if it stresses you out and drains your energy. So I know people that wake up in the morning, hit the alarm off, and instantly grab their phone and start like looking through Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter. I don't care what social site it is. It can run your life. Okay, I know people who check it hours a day. Okay, they're always on it. And the reason why we have to kind of detox ourselves from social media is that it's really easy to fall into the trap of, well, so-and-so, geez, look at all that they're doing. Because instantly we say, well, what are we not doing? How could we improve? Like, it brings a different type of feeling and emotion up when we're constantly comparing what our lives are compared to others. So if social media is draining your energy, you guys, and you're just like, oh, and you're depressed or it brings anxiety, like, let's take a detox and pick one or two social sites that you're not going to check for a month. Hard to do. The next one is overthinking and stressing out. We do this all the time. I, for one, am very guilty of overthinking and overprocessing everything, right? I'm in love with being like creating the perfection, right? The thinking about how every step is going to need to be in order so that X happens. Well, what happens when we overthink everything? It stresses us out. If we overthink a situation and it doesn't and it creates us to hold us like this high and it doesn't happen, then it's a letdown and that drains us. If we put up a situation that it's so high and we never, and then we finally get to it, it's exhausting having to like crawl up there to do it. But it ultimately, overthinking every situation stresses our bodies out. And no matter like how healthy you are, stress is a kicker for everything, okay? So stress affects our sleep. It affects our weight loss or weight gain. Stress affects our hair, our skin, our mindset. Holy crap, which is even more important than all of the physical activity, right? It's the mindset that stress can just grab hold of and run your life. So that's a big one. The next one's sleeping in late. Right? For those of you who say, oh, I'm just not a morning person. Well, you could be if you want to be. I used to very much have almost the opposite schedule. I worked going to when I was younger, right? I worked at a local bar and a server at a local restaurant. And I worked till 2 or 3, 4 in the morning, okay? And then you get home and you like unwind an hour later. And then you sleep till 11 or noon. And that was exhausting, actually. I found myself waking up tired, and that was by choice. Now, some of you don't have the choice. Like some of you, just military example, I'm a military spouse. So some of you have to all of a sudden switch your sleep schedules, and that's tough on the body and the mind as alone. But, or for some that have to work the overnight shift, like the best thing I can do is just say, keep your sleep consistent, as consistent as it can be. So if waking up at 5 in the morning, Monday through Friday is good for you, but on the weekends you allow yourself to snooze, I would encourage you to keep it consistent and wake up every time the same day. Again, switch that around if you're a night shift person. If you're constantly coming home, like sleep to a specific time, get up and then start your day. But keep it consistent. The next one is poor diet and nutrition. Okay, big part of a health and wellness, and my program specifically, is we talk and educate ourselves on what food can do. Like, food can give us energy, and it can take our energy away. Hate to tell you that. If you are in complete denial about that, it's denial. We all have been there, right? We go to our favorite restaurant. For me, it's like Carrabba's or some really amazing pasta joint. We overeat on carbs and fats, and it's not a balanced meal typically. And then we get in the car and we're like, oh my gosh, I gotta unbutton my pants. And then like we just a little bit because my belly needs room. And then we get home and we're kind of like lethargic and we don't really know what to do. And we're like, man, I'm just gonna take a nap. Okay, like that is something for me. Pasta brings my energy down. So it's typically heavy carbs, things like that. But yeah, food and fuel can either fuel your body and your mind, or it can drain you of all of that. So we have to be really mindful of what types of food we're putting in our bodies. The next one is complaining and gossiping all the time. If you're the negative Nancy, if you know the Debbie Downer, it's exhausting just listening to people complain about work, life, their current situation. I used to very much listen to everyone's stuff, but now I'm like, girl, I ain't got time for that drama. I don't want to stoop down to that level. Don't get me wrong. I like getting with girlfriends every now and then and catching up and maybe complaining a little bit about some things or a specific thing, but then we always try and spin it around into something positive. So we never should be leaving conversations in that negative mindset of gossiping or trying to manipulate people to get them into trouble. We see that a lot in the work scene or the work scenario. Let's see, which kind of brings me to my next one, is eliminating the vampires. We all know these types of people, and typically we all have at least one in our lives. These are people, I call them vampires, because they like clutch on, they suck you dry, they take all of your awesome energy, and then they leave you depleted. Like, you could have a conversation with someone and you're like, wow, I just went through that entire ups and downs and everything, and now I'm exhausted. Those are the vampires. Those are the negative people in your life that it's really hard sometimes to let go of. I'm not saying you have to cut them out of your life completely, but you should be spending way more time with people that energize and lift you up versus the people that are depleting you and sucking you dry. Okay, we know at least one person in our life. Two more is not living in the moment. Okay, so what is that saying, right? The past stays in the past, the future is unknown, but we live for today. Okay, I'm very much a planner. I will plan out my entire month, but every day I wake up and I focus on the day. What do I want to achieve today? What do I need to get done today, right? What's my 1% that's going to move my needle today? It took me losing my mom years ago to realize that life is way too short, right? It's way too short. I decided to learn how to ride a motorcycle. I just decided to live my life to the fullest. And I coach on that, right? How can we live our lives to the fullest? And understanding what it is we need to do so that we feel I go to bed every day thinking, man, I live today, right? Take the moment and appreciate what you have in front of you and live your moment for today. The next one and the last one is a big one, is quit trying to please others. I very much used to be a people pleaser, right? My old job was all about building relationships, and I would take people out to dinner, and I would have to meet with people and schmooze with people and suck up to people that I didn't like, and it was terrible. It was energy draining. I would go home every night thinking, I don't want to talk to anyone, right? It's when I learned to understand, I trained my brain that I was like, you know what? If you don't like me, I don't care, okay? I'm not going to lose sleep over it, where I was before. So those are my top 10, 11, I don't know what I gave you. I just wanted to let you know about some basic, everyday things, those habits that we do every day or that we surround ourselves with, so that you guys can start to identify them. Now, as that coach, I told you I was going to encourage you to take 2 or 3 of those, and you might have your own, and that's totally fine. If you know some things that you do during the day that totally drain you, how about for the next 7 days, you stop doing them? Don't go all out cold turkey. We all know what happens then. It's overwhelming, it's stressful, and that's the complete opposite of what we're going for. So pick 1 or 2 things. If soda drains you, quit drinking it. If you know a specific food drains you, quit eating it. If you know the specific person in your life that you have to see every other week drains you, just tell them you're busy that week. Try doing 1 or 2 things that you can, move the needle forward, the 1%, and gain the energy that you're going to need to get through your everyday life. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for following the 365 Daily Hustle. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. So check us out. If you know someone who could benefit from this email or this video, please share the love and pass this on to them. And I'm going to leave you with this, but I just want you to be the best version of yourself and always stay hustling. See you later, guys.